Prime Deion Sanders doubles down on the decision to not take timeouts. Take a look.
Can improve there going forward.
Okay, let's just get the cat out the bag. All right, first down, we throw a lateral pass, right? We lose 4 or 5 yards. Do you call timeout there? No, you're right there. You don't call timeout there. You got to go. You got to go. So you're running tempo, right? So the next play, what you gain, I guess 14 yards, whatever. Now you got third and 1, right? Do you call timeout there? 3rd and 1. You get the first down, the clock stops. Correct? So you get the first down, the clock stopped. Okay, he scrambled play. He ran out of bounds, the clock stopped, right? Now we throw the ball out the end zone. Clock stopped, right? So when was the time to call timeout?
I was just asking about this.
I'm just getting the elephant out the room. Darnell, you know what you want to say. I'm just trying to help you help me.
I wasn't asking more about the timeouts, more just about like the capabilities of the offense and kind of how you guys can use this.
I would say call it after that.
Well, everything has its purpose, man. Sometimes it just don't go like it's supposed to go.
At least right there, you.
Shaun King, what's your reaction?
The worst thing for Deion
Right here, I would call it for sure.
is that he has such a weak media that covers Colorado. A media that's afraid to challenge him when he's wrong, that's afraid to lose access by telling the truth. Because the follow-up question to me for a journalist that their job doesn't depend on Deion liking them would have been, well, if you shouldn't have called a timeout after the first yard loss, here's what the time was when that guy was tackled. Here's what the time was when the next play was snapped. So either you haven't practiced situationally being in this hurry up type of situation enough, or you should have used a timeout because the execution was poor. If you go back again so we know exacts if we can, but into the first play of this clip. It's 107. Yeah, he gets tackled. Now, when's the next play get snapped? Because if I remember right, this is where the time went off the clock.
Right.
When does the next play get snapped?
Let's see. Tick, tock, tick.
You see what I'm saying? In a game where you need a touchdown, not a field goal, this is valuable time. You know, that play, he got tackled at 105. Now this ball doesn't get snapped till 45. So it's 20 seconds that went off the clock there. You ended up not using the timeouts and going to the locker room with them. If taking a timeout there saves you 20 seconds, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think, Shaun, not to cut you off, I think that was the point to use the timeout. He has arguments right here. I get it. He got out of bounds and stopped. You thought I get all that. But that first play, you got to call it right there. Yeah.
Absolutely, because you lost 20 seconds of real game time.
Right. So,
and to me, it would have been better if he would have said, in hindsight, I should have took the timeout, not because situationally, just because it was taking us so long to get lined up. Next play, call, ball snapped.
Right.
But Deion is so afraid to publicly be wrong that he gonna find a way to shape it so it looked like he right.
Here's the problem. To piggyback, the problem is when
you
guys like you, myself, if Matt goes against them that day or that week, there is a huge fucking hatred to go against the grain and Deion Sanders. So the number one thing is if you can't call him out either. So the millions of people that want to call him out who are scared too goes back to the weak media that you just mentioned. Because if it was real, they would actually be a lot more people coming out saying, hey, man, you really haven't won any meaningful game. You lost 2 bowl games in college. You lost the bowl game last year. No one says that shit but us. That's the problem. So there's a lot of things adding up. But when you go against the grain, then you get the chat sexuals and the prime sexuals that are in the chat sexuals, and they grow in and they say, oh, you can't talk about Deion Sanders. He has a health issue. He's prime. He's the number 1 DB of all time. 2 things can be true in this instance. You can be a great player, but not a great coach. It just is what it is.
Be true. That's why this is the realest show on planet Earth, baby.
Listen, I love Deion Sanders, But as a coach, he has not shown me that he is a good or even great or even a good coach yet. And that's why I wanted to see him year 3 this year. I want to see the maturation process. Unfortunately, though, his health didn't allow him to be in the most critical time of the year, which was winter to spring. He missed, which is what we saw in that game right there, because you can't tell me that that's not a part of the coaching aspect that we manage and work on game management during that era. Or you're telling me that we're living in such a mercenary era, Shaun,
You'll never have time.
that we'll never have time because we're rotating new players and we're just like, fuck it. We're not even going to work 2-minute, 4-minute special teams because we got an all new team in the summer anyway. Like, I'm telling you, that's a thing that I think is really maybe happening out here. And I think we're doomed, man. I was going to bring in on AJ and tell him, AJ had me having the goosebumps on bringing football back and all this shit. But then I'm like, I think we're doomed, man. I don't think you can coach hard anymore. I don't think you can really demand number 18 for Alabama to chase the ball down no more. Because if he is an All-American and you cuss his ass out or put him on the bench, he's in the portal. I think we're doomed.
Though,
no,
right?
I'm with you. I'm just saying I think we're doomed because but Shaun and I and you and maybe AJ and guys like that would bench you. But the majority of these guys will not bench you.
Here's why I'm pulling for Dabo so hard this year. Dabo's the only guy that resisted the pendulum switch.
Yeah.
I mean, these all Clemson recruited kids for the most part. I mean, he the only one that pushed back and said, you know what, you ain't got to do it that way. You just got to find the right kids.
Right.
And you know what? A lot of teams don't want to do the right thing because it's extremely difficult and they're not good at it. It's much easier for them to go and look at Toledo's tape and say, you know what, Coach, Toledo got a guard that they can't afford to keep. Look at USC. USC gave their starting quarterback $250,000 to come back up. And he left UNLV as the starter to go back up at USC. He believed in himself. He rolled, buddy. Hey, yeah, he's starting now, and he's not getting talked about. I can't pronounce that. How you say his name, JB?
Malavas.
Yeah.
Or something.
Hey, he's one of my top 5 quarterbacks in the country. The kid is really good. But it's easier for SC to look around who's got good quarterbacks. Let's go get one. I, for the life of me, have no idea what Kirby Smart quarterback evaluation process is like. But for him to have Stockton as his starting quarterback in this kind of environment is damn near a felony offense.
Tough white dude, though. Country white dude, loves the game of football.
Everything about him is great until it comes time to make throws.
Let me ask you something. Hey, AJ texted me and mentioned something. We got these GMs now in college football. We got GMs.
There we go.
AJ mentioned he's been on staffs where there's just a clock manager. I had the same thing. I had a 2-point play guy, when to go for 2, when not to, based on the score. I had a card that I created that you bring me that motherfucker. I want to make sure that I'm on, you know what I mean? We also have a time manager guy, right? We got guys running up and down the thing like, hey, boom, timeouts needed here, timeouts needed there, 2-minute, 4-minute scenario, whatever, 6-minute, whatever. Do you think Deion, for the fact that he was injured or health-wise and all that thing, maybe needs to go that route and get into a time management guy? Or is it just too fast, one game, let's move on?
I think he needs to do it, but for a reason that most people wouldn't, in my opinion, think about. He's a defensive player by nature.
Yep.
Defensive guys don't really get involved with clock management, timeout, that kind of stuff. They look at the game from a different prism. So because of that, if I was Prime, Pat Shurmur, Pat Shurmur been in the game damn near long as Deion been alive. I mean, Pat Shurmur been coaching a long time.
Yep.
Like, he should have that autonomy, in my opinion, but he's calling the plays. So I can see how you can, but my thing was this. I can always tell how much time you put in a 2-minute offense by what your first play of 2-minute is. And to throw a bubble screen they threw? 2 minutes to start with the safest thing you got in your quick game. We can get a positive play.
That's been for a while.
I'm not a big proponent of receivers late in games having to block protected screens, which is what a bubble screen is. You're dependent on the outside receiver. First of all, you're dependent on out leveraging the apex player, and then you're dependent on the outside receiver to win a block for that play to be successful.